Hello and welcome to March West Junction TMD, and in today's video we're going to take a look at primer. Now, with the cost of living and our budgets getting tighter and tighter, I've come up with an alternative primer that I feel is really good price and is very good quality. So let's go over to the workbench and take a look. Okay, we're over at the workbench, and this is what I always use, always have done, and it is good stuff. It's a white primer from Halfords, coats really well, very fine mist when you're coating, so it doesn't fill all the detail in. The can is a 500 milliliter, but this is nearly run out, or it has run out. There's only a little bit left. And I thought, right, I'll go and get some more. Well, when I went online, this has now gone up to nearly 12 quid. So I thought, well, is there any other alternatives? So I did a bit of research via Amazon, really, but you could probably get different pricing at your local model shop, more expensive or cheaper. And this is what I come up with. Okay, after shopping round, I came up with this spray in front of you. Now, this is made by 151, and it says it's a white matte finish, multi-purpose spray paint. It doesn't call it a primer, but after giving it a try, it is actually like a primer. It is really good. And this I purchased from Poundland. But before you say, no, it wasn't a pound, because you go to Poundland now, I don't think there's anything a pound in there anymore. It's all different prices. But I managed to pick this up for £2.50 for a 400 milliliter, which I think is good value. That works out to about 68p. Now, compared to other products on the market for price, the Halfords one was £11.99 for a 500 ml. So that works out to £2.40 for every 100 milliliter. The Tamio was £5.23 for a 100 ml can. So that's the price for 100 milliliter. A company called High Coat do a 400 milliliter for £6.75. So that's £1.69 for every 100 milliliter. And then Humbrol, they do a can which is 150 milliliter for £6.99, which works out to about £4.66 for every 100 milliliter. There's a company called Polar that do a 400 ml can, which is the same size as this. That's £10.99, and that works out to £2.75 per 100 milliliter. Simmons do a spray can as well at 500 ml, which is the same size as the Halfords, and that's £7.07, which works out to £1.41 per 100 milliliter, which is probably the next cheapest. And around that price is what I was paying for a Halfords paints, around the £8-9. The good old Rust-Oleum, they do a 400 ml can, and that's £14, which works out to about £3.50 per 100 milliliter. And like I say, I come across this one, and it works out to 63p. It's either 64 or 60, I can't remember how I worked it out, but basically it's £2.50 for 400 milliliter, which I think is an absolute bargain. Now, the problem is it any good with plastics, with 3D printed resin, and so on? So what I thought I would do, I would test it on a sprue to start off with all different manufacturers' paints that's going to go over the top, just to see if there's any reaction. Okay, so my next stage was to test this paint out to see if it's any good, and I'm not going to go and scrap something on my models or anything like that. So I thought the best thing to do, I always keep all my sprues because they come in handy to make pipe work, or when you need a little bit of plastic or something to fill something in on a building or something like that. So I've got one of these sprues here. Now this is probably from Wills or something like that. Just a standard plastic sprue, injection moulded. And as you can see, the coating is really good. It's very fine. You can see it's not puddled in these areas as well. And that is fully coated. And what I've done here, I've grabbed various paints, as you can see with the different colours here, from different manufacturers, just to show that if there's a reaction against putting a top coat against this, because I have had a few problems with the Halfords when I've done a paint on the top. Occasionally there's a reaction, or sometimes there's a reaction if you over paint with the Halfords. Very occasionally, not very often. So I just thought I'd show that by doing this little colour palette, and I'll just show you the paints that are used in these different colours. So the first one, the blue, that's a model colour by Vallejo, and that has covered really well and has had no reaction. And then the next one is this by Mr. Hobby, and it's a type of light green, which is the next one there. That has turned out a little bit glossier than it normally does, but hey-oh, you can go over with a matte varnish afterwards. Then the next one is a Tamiya XF13, and that's covered really well. And then here we've got another Vallejo paint, which is a different type of sorry, it is the same model colour, but it's just in a different era of bottle, if you get what I mean. And we've had no reaction with that. Then I thought I'll use some Rail Match just to make sure there's no reaction with Rail Match, which is the brown that's there. Then we go to Humber Creek. There's a red, and that's gone on pretty well. And all these have only had one coat as well. There's not been several coats, so that's something to note. And then I thought, well, we better go to some of the oil type paints. And here we've got a Humbrol one, and this is a Humbrol enamel colour, which is in green, which has gone on really well. And even on the tin, it's got a slight gloss, but it has gone on quite matte. And like I say, again, all one coat. And then I've got another enamel, which is a Revel one. And as you can see, they have coated really well. Like I say, with no effects of the undercoat. And also come across with quite a good finish just by one coat. Okay, just to show you an example of how fine the coat is, I've got some figures here, and some of them are from model railway scenes and some are from Model U. So I'll just show you a little close-up of these so you can see how fine the paint's gone on. And as you can see, it is really, really good. I'll just try and get in closer to the figure at the front, but it won't. But as you can see, the detail hasn't been filled in, so the spray has come across very fine. And I'm quite impressed with it, even down to the creases at the back. And as you can see, they are fully covered as well, which I think's really good. And there's no reaction to the paint against the 3D printed items. Okay, we're over at Treckwyn Valley Railway, and some of the 3D printed items and resin items that I've added, I've just shown you examples, and also there's some laser cut card stuff, items that have had this undercoat used, and then I've painted over the top. So starting off with the sign for the station, As you can see, there's various different paints I've used on there from different companies, and you can see there's no reaction to that. The bench as well, it's pretty good as well. There's no reaction on there, as well as this, which is from Scale Model Scenery, which is the planters, which are like, they're not card, they're like a slight laser card, like wood stuff that's been laser cut and assembled, undercoated with this white primer and painted over the top. We've got some 3D printed bins there as well, and I think they've come out really well. There's, you know, you still can see all the fine detail considering it's had 2 coats of paint, so I think that's worked out quite good. Okay, just summing up, like I say, I've always used Halford spray, but now it's £11.99, 12 quid for a 500ml, and this from Poundland is £2.50 for a 400ml made by 151. I will be converting to this. Now there's one negative. Now the negative is that this only comes in 2 colours at the moment. Whether there's somewhere else that's selling it in different colours, I don't know. But unfortunately, you only can get it in a white and a black. Whereas the Halfords, you can get this sort of brick type colour undercoat and a grey. And obviously the white. Now, I'm going to do a research, see if I can find any of these colours somewhere else by a different manufacturer. At the moment, this is all my stock of it. And these are 3/4 full. So I've got a bit to last me, because they do last a long time. But going forward on the white, definitely I'll be using this in the future. £2.50, it's no brainer, coats really well. There's no reactions to paints or any resin or plastic parts as I can see at the moment. If anything does happen, I will post a video to show that that's changed. But the way it's looking at the moment, it is a real good product. Okay, so that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's been informative, and it helps you out when you're purchasing just undercoat to save you a bit of money. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, then please feel free to subscribe. It's free to do so, and remember to hit the bell icon and select all, and you'll be notified when I do a video on either one of my new projects. If you've enjoyed this, then please hit the like button and share with your friends. So I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for staying this long at the video, and I'll see you again at the next one. So please stay safe, and bye for now.